Hello, I'm Evans. I'm the owner of Seeing You Fit. I'm sitting here with Miss Kalisa, and just want to hear a little about your journey here at Seeing You Fit. So tell us a little about who you are, what you do for a living, married, single, kids, all that kind of good stuff, and then I'll ask you some questions.
Okay, so my name is Kalisa Moore. I'm 32 years old. We just moved here from Houston, Texas. I'm married with 3 children, and I work from home, so which is great. Love it. And I'm a recruiter, so I do recruiting for executives, professional coaching, stuff like that.
Awesome, awesome. So what made you decide to, make some changes in your fitness? Like, what was going on? What made you decide to, start a fitness journey?
Well, I've never been a consistent in the gym type person. I've never had major weight problems to where, it's kind of comfortable. Like, okay, I don't really have that many problems. And I think once I hit 30, I started noticing that my poor eating habits was really starting to affect my weight. And so I think last year I started paying more attention to what I put in my body and, how it affects me. And I got really serious once I moved here because I was no longer as active. Working from home, I wasn't moving around as much. And so poor eating habits, not a lot of exercise, moving around, weight started packing on. And I was like, we got to change that. So that's when I got serious, super serious.
Awesome. Now, how did you find out about Seeing You Fit?
Funny story that you don't even know is I was visiting Crossroads. I was at church, and you came up to speak about something I can't remember. And you, in the beginning, you kind of introduced who you were, and I said, oh, okay, cool. And so I didn't think that much about it. And then I want to say like 2 weeks later or a month later, you were in the paper. I was looking through the paper, and I saw your ad. I was like, okay, that's the second time. And then I took my son to the doctor, and then your magazine was on the table. I was like, okay. So I was like, okay, I'm going to do something about this. So I started looking it up. I got on the website, and then I just started making my appointment. And then it just so happens that right across down the way here, I was taking my daughter to get her hair done, looked around the corner, Seeing You Fit. And I was like, okay, God, what are you saying? So I came here, and then that's how I got here.
No, that's pretty cool. That's really cool. I was like, she's really independent, went online, booked her own appointment and everything. I was like, game on. That's pretty cool. So, so we know you started, you came here, you were, you realized your weight started coming on, you had to make some changes, but before that, you actually tried some things on your own or actually with a trainer, and can you talk a little about that experience?
Well, when we were living in Houston, I actually was working with a nutritionist. So that's when I learned about what my food sensitivities were and why, my energy wasn't up and, why my body was responding the way that it was. So I started first working on my eating habits, which was great because once I got to the point of working out, I had already conditioned my mind to change how I eat. So just combining those together really helped. But as far as with a personal trainer, when I was here, I started trying, there was a gym that I joined, and I tried to go to one of those trainers and just didn't really feel like it fit. So I just cut that loose, and then that's when I was just saying, I'm going to try to do it on my own. But my problem was that I wasn't comfortable in the gym. I didn't know the equipment, so I was more comfortable doing classes. The classes weren't working with my schedule, so I was really just like, okay, at home, just waiting for another opportunity to get where I wanted to be. So,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Cool. So what kind of results have you had since you've been here?
Major results. I lost, let me see, I'm almost at 20 now. I think I'm close to 20. And just major improvement as far as waistline changed dramatically, and I started noticing that probably first immediately because my pants, like, they weren't fitting anymore, and before it was like having to pull the pants over to muffin top, and now it was like, oh, okay, it's not there anymore. So that was a major improvement in my face, in my energy, just overall just feeling good, waking up and not being exhausted like a couple hours, like, oh, I need a nap, so there was just improvement all over.
That's cool. So, what did you like the best about your experience here at Seeing You Fit?
Definitely, the people is what made me stay. I'm really big on first impression, and you gotta make me feel comfortable. So just that interaction when we first talked, it really made me feel like, okay, this is a good place to be, you know, because I'm about to invest some money into changing my lifestyle, and I want to be able to trust that people are going to guide me, you know, properly. And so when we talked, I knew that you were knowledgeable. I knew that it was important, health overall important, not just, you know, the bucks, getting the bucks in, you know. So it was just, that definitely made an impact. And then when I had my first session, just the training, the talking through, I'm very big on I need to understand so that way I can take it home and do it, you know, and learn how to do it also. And so just that incorporating the communication and the education, because that piece is not really taught to people, you know, as far as actually sitting down and saying, let me teach you about this, let me teach you about that. You know, that's part of the reason why we're in the situation that we're in, because we don't know, you know.
Absolutely.
So that helped me a lot, and I love that part. So
that's cool. It's good to hear that, because, you know, I don't get to coach as many people anymore, so it's good to see that the education's happening.
Definitely.
And you're a really cool scenario where you were working out with us a couple days a week, but because you learned how to work out, you were also working out at home at the local gym in your, you know, complex a couple days a week as well, which is really cool. So what would you say, lastly to wrap up, what would you say to someone who's maybe on the fence or just checking us out? What would you tell them, someone in that kind of scenario?
Well, first I would say, because I was anticipating you were going to ask me that question, like what would I say? And I thought about myself. I thought about the reason why I hadn't done anything yet to get the results that I truly wanted. And it was a decision that I had to make to say, okay, Kalisa, you know, what is your true goal? And you can't get there without actually putting some work in. So first it's a mindset. You got to change your mind of, if this is what I really want, then I have to understand I got to put the work in to get there. And so once you make up in your mind and say, okay, work is needed, you know, probably above and beyond what I'm willing to do at this point, but you have to push yourself. So I would say, you know, you have to persevere past those negative thoughts, past the doubt, because when you're first starting, you don't see those results just yet. So you have to kind of picture those results in your mind and say, okay, I'm going to get there. So I just got to keep putting in that work, and little by little, I actually at home took tons of pictures every week because that was my motivation. I had to see a little bit of change to keep me going. And so, you know, I would just say that definitely see yourself there before you get there. And, you know, coming to Seeing You Fit, you know, you guys educate, you communicate, you encourage. And, you know, it's an authentic place. It's an authentic place that definitely has, I mean, you have things on the wall of encouragement, words of encouragement, you know, to kind of tell people when you're looking up, it's like, I can, you know, courage. So it's just little things like that that make a difference, you know, so.
Absolutely. Well, I appreciate you know, sharing your experience with myself and, you know, some of the viewers here as well. So again, I'm Evan, sitting here with Kalisa.